This is the 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander Hybrid. It is the Nightshade Edition, which is new for 2025. And this beautiful pearl white is one of the 3 special colors available in the Nightshade Edition. What is Nightshade? Well, it gives you some black details, including standard 20-inch black wheels. A lot of interior features, we'll cover that. We'll also talk about the competitors as well as the price. So stay with us as we take this for a test drive. This mid-size 3-row hybrid SUV is 6 inches longer than the regular Highlander, and that gives it more cargo space behind the 3rd row and more legroom for the 3rd row passengers. The new Hybrid Nightshade Edition adds stylish flair with black exterior accents and black 20-inch alloy wheels. The blacked out accents include the door handles, the badges, the mirror caps, and the rear spoiler. You'll also note this black trim piece. That's part of the Nightshade Edition as well. Black front and rear bumpers, and the Nightshade comes in black metallic, wind chill pearl, which is our test vehicle, and cement. Panoramic glass roof is standard. You'll also note the black roof rails, which are standard on that Nightshade Edition. The black details do make this pearl white really pop. But one thing to notice, it is 3,500 pounds of towing capacity. It also comes with Toyota Care, which will save you a few dollars on your maintenance. On the back, you've got a black upper wing, your wipers here, which I prefer to be tucked up underneath, but maybe they'll do that in the next change. You've got your black stripe across the back, but the Grand Highlander is body color, making it very cool. HEV all-wheel drive in black, and your Limited, which is our trim level, is in black as well, and a Class 2 towing hitch is on our test vehicle. Let's take a look at cargo space. Behind the 3rd row, you have 20.6 cubic feet of storage. You have up to 97.5 cubic feet of rear cargo space with the 2nd and the 3rd row folded flat. Underneath the Grand Highlander mat is a cover, and underneath here you've got your jack as well as the cargo cover that if you need it, it's there. JBL audio is also in the back as well as an alternating current outlet. The standard Grand Highlander can seat 8, but the Nightshade Edition Hybrid only will seat 7. That gives you that black leather trim seating surfaces, matte gray metallic interior door panels, and captain's chairs are standard in the 2nd row. No bench seat is available. You'll notice this is Softex material. It is not leather. 10-way power and lumbar on the driver's side. The passenger side does not offer lumbar, but it is an 8-way power seat. Heading into the 2nd row are captain's chairs, like I said. No bench seats available. There is a center console. Actually, the kids would like this because they'll crawl over it to get back into the 2nd row before you have a chance to fold those seats forward. There's also armrests available, pockets behind each of the seats, and of course, you've got your climate control, heated seats, and tons of power outlets. You have USB-C as well as a 120-volt power outlet, plenty of places to charge, and these screens go up and down, which is great if you have little kids. There's also a vent up here as well as lights, and that glass roof comes all the way back. Getting into the 3rd row is actually really easy. You don't have to crawl over the center console. Just lift up the lever on the passenger seat of either side. The seat goes all the way forward. There are child safety seats available on all 4 corners, which is great. Of course, you can put someone here in the middle without a child safety seat. Maybe a booster seat would be totally fine. You'll also find USB-C charge ports as well as 3 spots for cup holders, snacks, or whatever kids want. And there's vents back here as well as lights. So this is not the penalty box. As far as legroom, there's a lot more legroom in the Grand Highlander than there is in the Highlander. But for a long road trip, you probably want to sit in the 2nd row if you're an adult, but the kids are going to love the 3rd row. Under the hood is the base 245 horsepower hybrid engine, or you can get the more powerful max engine, which is our test vehicle, with 362 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. That hybrid max engine as well as the base engine are backed by a CVT transmission. You can get this vehicle front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Fuel economy is 34 miles to the gallon combined. It does offer 25 miles of electric driving range. Regular unleaded gas is standard. The around view camera is standard in the Grand Highlander. This is fantastic, especially if you're about ready to move and you don't know if there's toys or children or animals. All of it's here. You get a first look before you depart by just pressing the button to the right of the power button, and you can see everything. It's right there. You can check your surroundings. Fantastic. Putting the vehicle into reverse, you'll also get an around view. You get different views. You've got your lines for backing up, and of course your backup camera, crystal clear, very important. Some of them are really bad. This is excellent. This little button here is great because it will clean the cameras so that you can see the different angles, what's going on behind you. because you want to have crystal clear vision. Not every brand has that, and most of the competition does not. And the rain has returned as we take the Grand Highlander for a test drive. It has been unbelievable here in the Buffalo area. We have had like 10 days of solid rain, and I was able to do a walk around on the outside in this very short window of time when there was no rain. It was actually lightly sprinkling. So if you're watching carefully on your big screen, you'll probably see it. If you're watching on a phone, you may not. Sometimes we have to work around the weather. But now that I'm inside this car, one of the things that I have a gripe with, because we get these cars for a week, although it is really quiet on the road, it's got excellent ride quality. One of the things that frustrates me in normal mode is it doesn't have enough power. And this is the max. My foot's in it. It's great, but to me, it seems like it could use just a little more. Now, maybe that'll happen down the road. Yes, I could put it into sport mode, but I'm trying to be a little bit more fuel efficient in this car. But I think that's how most people are going to drive it. You want enough power for on-ramps? Has that. Has enough power to tow? Fantastic. I'm just looking for a little bit more daily driver performance. Again, I could use the sport mode if I wish to. There's also an eco mode if you wish to be even more fuel friendly. And there's a trail mode. As this vehicle is off-road capable, am I going to drive it off-road? Probably not. Most people don't. They want a vehicle that they can drive every single day, enjoy the drive, and this vehicle absolutely does it. And there's a lot of competitors in this class, and I'll list the competitors at the end, and there's even more. Pretty much every brand has a competitor in this category. Some have 3 rows, some are 2 rows. It depends on your needs, but if you're looking for a 3-row with plenty of room, this Grand Highlander is the Highlander, but slightly larger, like I said. You get a 12.3-inch center screen, and what's important to note is you have standard safety 3.0 across the full lineup. Now, what does that mean? That means you're going to get the rear cross traffic alert. You're going to get all the safety features that you want, and you don't have to buy up. Like you do in some of the brands, you have to buy up, especially the German brands. They don't include all the safety features. They include most of them. And then, of course, the other ones that you want, you've got to pay more. That's not the idea here with Toyota. They've included all the safety features, and their full lineup for 2025 is hybrid. So keep that in mind. You cannot get a gasoline-only product. They're looking at fuel efficiency, they're looking at safety, and that's one of the reasons Toyota does so well. And its resale value, people that own these vehicles note that the insurance is very reasonably priced as well. All these factors that you need to consider when you purchase a car. The center screen is digital, which is great. There's a head-up display as well. Green and everything is really easy to use, very intuitive, as is all the Toyotas. They really did a big change a few years ago that made everything easy to use, whether you're going to the audio system, which is JBL audio. And also, by the way, this vehicle has 30 cup holders. If you've got to bring 30 things with fluid in them, I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're moving into the car, but honestly, you put other things in those spots. We all do. Our wallets, our keys, our whatever. And of course, there is places to put things all over the place. There are tons and tons of cup holders and very convenient spaces in wireless charging and USB-C charging all over the vehicle. So they've really thought about who's using this vehicle. This is a very family-friendly vehicle. And in the door, there's even more storage. I've got my bottle of water here, but everything is really easy to use. Again, tons of storage. Phone connection, easy to use. Bluetooth, all of your vehicle connections are here. And if you want to know your energy flow, and this is the hybrid and the gas, it's here. There's the hybrid and here's the gas. And it shows you all those things. Now, because I was complaining about the performance, let's put it into sport mode. And let's see, now it's got, boom, get up and go, which is nice. Put your foot in it, instant response. And you can see that change here on the energy flow. I'm going to leave this up because all the rest of the screen features, if you own a Toyota, you've seen it. If you're looking at it, they're pretty basic. But what this is interesting is to watch when you accelerate, how it responds and how you're using your energy so you can become a more fuel efficient driver or more performance oriented driver. Of course, we'll be driving the GR86 and some of the other toys that they have at Toyota, which are much more fun. If you go into the corners, little acceleration. At the apex, you can see how it changes everything. Vehicle performs really, really nicely in sport mode. We'll go back to normal mode because most of the time that's where you're going to drive it. There's no reason to burn up all that extra fuel. Look at that. The sun is partially out. It's amazing. I'll tell you, after all the rain we've had, I thought I was going to build an ark, but but it's a good thing I have the Grand Highlander. Through the rain, it performed really nicely. You couldn't even tell it was raining heavily outside, and it was raining pretty heavily for days and days. A lot of flooding, no problem with this vehicle. Very confidence building, excellent brakes, good performance all the way around. Again, it's a Toyota, it's a Grand Highlander, it's an excellent vehicle. The controls are very much the same as what you see on any Toyota. On the left side, you're going to have your audio controls. On the right side, you're going to have your safety adjustments as well as your cruise control. And there's a lot of really nice features. The lane centering, if you like it, you can turn on. I personally don't. I shut it off. The only thing it doesn't have is start-stop technology. And the reason it doesn't is it automatically does it because it's a hybrid and it's about saving on fuel efficiency. Let's say we'll come to a complete stop. And it shuts off. And it turns back on pretty instantaneously. That has, by the way, been removed by the EPA permanently. We all don't like it. I know it helps saves a little bit of fuel. From a fuel efficiency standpoint, if that's what you want, great. It's been found across all brands, not specific to anyone, that people don't like the vehicle shutting off and turning back on. It's not good for the mechanicals part of it, but this is a hybrid, so it's a little bit different. There's a couple other features that are really, really nice in this vehicle. There's a little tray in front of the passenger side because they always have sunglasses or a phone or chargers or a snack or whatever it might be right there in front of them, as well as their own USB-C charge port on the right next to their own vent. So it gives you like your own little space, which is nice because a lot of times when you're on the passenger side, you lose everything to the driver who's sort of taken over this whole area. So this opens up everybody having their own space, whether you're in the passenger side, in the second row, the third row. Everyone's got tons of storage area, plenty of charging, your own vent, your own light. So I think that gives you some personal space that I think people really, really like. But overall, the vehicle performs great, rides nicely. It is a touch loud on the highway. I did take it for a little road trip, but I think that's pretty normal. Also, it depends on the road conditions. New York State, horrible roads, and some of the wind noise, of course, at the same time could be from crosswinds as well. But overall, take this for a test drive. Tons of competitors. Let's talk about the competitors list, my pros and cons, and of course, the most important part, the price. There are some pros and cons when it comes to the 2025 Toyota Highlander Nightshade Hybrid, starting with the plus. Love the spacious room, tons of cargo space, plenty of places to put your items. Overall, a very impressive vehicle, and it is one of the #1 products in this category. Also, comfortable ride on all rough roads. It just seems to really absorb a lot of that, which is a big plus when you have a large SUV such as this. Generous standard features, including standard safety, which is very important, and of course that maintenance, and great visibility. You have a high seating position. That's all major pluses. On the negative side, I found it in normal mode to be a bit sluggish and wish it had more get up and go. Some of the competitors seem to have more power getting off the line. Again, you can put it into sport mode if you like. Of course, you can go to eco mode if it's all about fuel economy for you. Also, the road noise was a bit loud when you were on the highway. Again, there's acoustical glass, but it's something that's important to note. And no lumbar on the passenger side, which I found a bit frustrating as I took turns with someone else intentionally to see what the passenger side was like. Very adjustable, 8-way power, but it definitely needs lumbar. The competitor list is long, and here are some of the core competitors: the Ford Explorer, the Kia Sorento, the Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid, the Kia Telluride, the Hyundai Palisade, and the Volkswagen Atlas. There are other direct competitors to this, but those are really the direct ones that you want to cross-shop. And then, of course, check with your insurance company before you make a final decision. Now let's talk about the price. Our test vehicle came in at $44,120. Yes, you can buy a base vehicle and save some more money. Depends which engine you choose as well. But this test vehicle was a lot of fun, and for the price point, you can see why it's a leader in the category. If you have any additional questions about the 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander, put them down in the comments below. We've driven not just the Nightshade Hybrid, but also the other trim levels, so we're happy to give you some feedback on that. And if you own one of these, we'd love to start the conversation. If you'd like to support our channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. The link for that is down below, as with all ways to reach me. If you got value from this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. I'm LaurenFix. Thanks so much for watching.